Hello, everybody. Final pre-trial hearing. Donna Adelson'S, Metrix live chat. How you doing? So, what is going to be happening here, huh? We're going to be talking legal. We're going to be talking. Zellman's going to get up. He's going to go, Your Honor, we cannot be expected to write everything down in a motion. It's not reasonable, Your Honor. In a venue like this where the jury pool is tainted because of the podcasters, we can't have the trial, Your Honor. We would like to file a motion for a continuance. Again. Judge Everett ain't gonna be taking no shit. Do it in chat. Your Honor, we have only just received. Time did not allow, Your Honor. Every single time he's got this weird excuse for anything. With this kind of like, you see, his way of arguing is almost to demonstrate that he's almost depressed with the obstacle, whatever it is that's in front of him. That's his style, and I don't like it. You're gonna make an argument. I want to see some life. I want to see some fucking vibrance. Let's go to the wiretaps. Oh, hello, Amy and Teresa. How you doing? Good to see you guys. And Michelle. Good morning, Michelle. No work today, Michelle. Michelle is having another beach day. So what are the 5 things that you do not go to the beach without, Michelle? Everyone should answer that question. The 5 things that you do not go to the beach without. What is it? Has anyone got a large novelty inflatable? So I was having a look at some at a beach shop the other day. I'm not actually going to buy one, but I was just thinking, should I get the flamingo, the salamander, the turtle? What else was there? And in the end, ironically, I thought the turtle would be the fastest because he had these big flippers out the front, his legs, and I thought if you were riding a wave, that would clear the water, you know? Plus, he had less of a surface area touching the bottom. The salamander looked fast, but he had this big, long tail. What's that going to create? Drag in the water. So I decided against it. I decided against the whole thing. Yeah, but if anyone's got a favorite novelty, it doesn't have to be for the beach, it could be a pool inflatable, but something you sit in. It used to be you sat in a big donut, but now we've moved on. Technology has moved on. Chinese people have moved on, and they're producing much more in the way of novelty pool inflatable items, which, I mean, I think is great. What about those noodles? Pool noodles. Those are fun. Those are sexy. So anyway, that's not what we're here to discuss. Let's go to the courtroom. Let's go to the courtroom. Well, we're forced to borrow this video from our good friends at Court TV. Jesse Weber, if you're out there, Michelle can help you. Michelle can help you get that thing off your head. What is that? Why have they got such an out-of-date picture of Donna? True Crime Metrix, we keep it current. We keep it current. Oh, that's right. I have to change my microphone.
It won't be long now until our good friends in Sweden. That's better, right? Isn't that so much better? What is this music? They're gonna copyright my ass for the music, those motherfuckers. We are gonna make those motherfuckers choke. Oh, what was that? Hello, Colleen. Thank you so much for the coffees, and thanks for all you do. Thank you for all you do, Colleen. God, what time did we finish last night's stream? I think it was about 5 hours ago. We slept a little. I took the dog out for a shit, and now we're back. And what are we waiting for? 13:58. So that makes it Judge Everett's probably just having one more piece of toast with double butter. Yeah. It's only his 7th slice, so he's cut back, you know. Can you imagine Judge Everett in chambers? Mountain of toast every morning. But personally, I think that all judges should eat that much toast, as long as it's not on, you know, white bread. Don't eat white bread. White bread's no good, you know, unless you're doing a throwback to your childhood. And even then, keep it to a 2-slice minimum. Whole grain, that's the way forward. Fish says, good afternoon, Metrix. Hello, Fish. Destined Nation, good morning. Samantha Rizzuto, hello. What part of Florida are you in, Samantha Rizzuto? The Two. Where is the Two? Somewhere in Alberta. GSD, Dog's mom, says, you must be sleepy. Well, I'm all right. You gotta do what you gotta do. We didn't choose this life because it was easy, GSD. If it were easy, anybody could do it. Well, I made a change to the microphone, Amy, so, you know, but it won't be long. Our good friends in Sweden have dispatched. I believe the microphone is in my region, and it's waiting for dispatch. How exciting. It's my first time purchasing something on Amazon in Portugal. So it's all a very new and exciting experience. I also got some no-slip safety clips for my guitar strap for $2.99. How great is that? In the store they would be like $11, but on Amazon $2.99. They're good ones too. They're Ernie Ball, a name brand. Ooh. Cardiff? What part of Cardiff, Judder? Roath, Cateys, Splot. Yeah, I used to live in Cardiff. I used to live on City Road. I used to live on Richmond Road. I used to live on Cathedral Road, the other side of the river. And Glenrhonda Street, behind City Road. Number 22, Glenrhonda Street. That was my address. Splo. So sorry. I take it you are Welsh then. So we probably know a bunch of the same people. Let's have a look at your picture. How old are you? I mean, I know people from all ages in Cardiff. One of them just died. Actually, she died last year. But this year was the... Oh! Hello. Look at this. What's going on? Turn it up. Right, people give me an indication on the volume if it needs tweaking for the video. Yeah, thank you, Amy, for the Adelson lattes. Good way to support the channel. Oh, they went back. They went back already.
I don't remember that.
Looks like they've only got the fucking audio in one channel. You know what? I really should work for Court TV. I just think there's always a really basic problem with their broadcast. Put the fucking audio in 2 channels, dick. Maybe I could do that here. Oh yeah, I can. Yeah. That's better. Whoa, look at her. Tom Petty. Running down a dream. Tom Petty chic. I mean, even at this angle, I can see Tom Petty. Put a top hat on her and give her a Stratocaster, and we've got a deal. I thought it was a long hearing today. I thought it was scheduled for 2.5 hours, wasn't it? I mean, it's the last one, so they supposedly, you know, they're not going to be coming back on anything. It's the last one, so supposedly they've got a bunch to get through. I think at this point, Donna's just happy to be out of her cell. I mean, it must be just amazing to just even sit in a regular chair, right? At a table with someone that's, you know, kind-ish to you and awesome on guitar. Where's Zellman? Where's Zellman? $75 old, huh? Hey, careful, cameraman. Don't zoom in on the conversation. They could get a mistrial. The podcast has heard Zellman. Look at this guy's jowls. Man, lay off the peanut butter. You think Zellman likes crunchy, super crunchy, or smooth? I bet he's a smooth peanut butter kind of guy. Wow.
Yeah.
Look at her, huh? Moroccan Oil sponsoring today's channel. Let's bring up a picture. Today's channel, today's video.
Morning, you see it?
Hi, Judge.
Look at him. Ready for business. Solid as a rock. Brick wall, Judge, brick wall. This is what you need, Donna. Moroccan oil. Put a little bit here, we put a little bit here. If anybody from Moroccan oil...
State versus Donna Adelson, 2023 CF 3226. For the final pretrial hearing this morning, we're going to address all of the outstanding motions and also some matters pertaining to the trial, which is still scheduled for the selection of the jury starting on August 19th. The parties can make their appearances for the record.
Georgia Kappelman for the state.
Jackie Fulton for Mrs. Adelson.
Joshua Zellman for Mrs. Adelson.
And I believe we have several defense motions to address. Ms. Kappelman, the state has filed any additional motions in limine that have not already been addressed by the court.
That's correct, Your Honor.
I knew Georgia would have some new clothes. Did you see that jacket? What a fucking masterpiece of fashion that was.
Let's start then with the motion in limine concerning the court file relating to the dissolution of marriage. Zellman?
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, as is my custom, I lay it out in motion. It's our position that the vast majority of the court file, even with the court taking judicial notice, is inadmissible, it's irrelevant. Paragraph 7 of my motion provides a somewhat comprehensive list of the items that are in there that have no bearing, have no relevance, they're not material in any way to this case. And so we're asking that, aside from very limited number of items that the state can establish has relevance and is not barred by hearsay, we're asking the court exclude that file.
Ms. Kappelman, which parts of this file is the state seeking to admit as a part of its case in chief?
The entirety.
Right, as to the items that deal with, as identified in paragraph 7 of the motion, what exactly would be the relevance first, and what is your argument as to hearsay?
For relevance, Judge, it goes to the motive, the level of intensity of this litigation, the volume of the paperwork suggests that it was very litigious and went on for some time. The words that are used are strong, even hateful, and this was a cause that was adopted by the defendant, as the emails evidence will show. So it's important for the jury to understand that the foundation of this motive is this litigation that began with the divorce, continued beyond the divorce with the child custody issues that developed later.
Yes.
All right, so in part, the volume of what occurred over the divorce proceedings, you want the jury to recognize this goes to motive in some way.
Yes, Your Honor. In reference to hearsay, the items are not being offered for the truth of the matter asserted. There obviously was a litigious divorce, but it's being offered to show the effect on Ms. Adelson. These items were shared with her. The evidence intends to show she was very involved. in the pleadings. She was sent the pleadings and offered detailed responses for how Mrs. Wendy Adelson should respond to the pleadings. So it's very bound up in the state's theory of the motive for the case.
All right. Mr. Zellman, as to your client's emails to her daughter as this litigation is going on, are these contested in any way?
With respect to the initial dissolution proceeding, no. However, in reviewing the emails, the post-dissolution matters that were filed by Mr. Markell, there's no evidence in those emails that those pleadings were shared with Mrs. Adelson. And so certainly,
Yeah, right.
if the state's theory is that it goes to the motive, and that's the way...
What about when she references his 4.5-page rant?
Getting around hearsay, they have to establish that the pleadings were sent to her. My review of the emails show that did not happen. So they can't go to show my client's motive if she didn't receive that.
All right, as to any pleadings that correspond with emails or communications that were made by the defendant.
Thank you so much, Dog Mom.
And otherwise demonstrate her role in or some part in the divorce case. As to those, I'm going to rule they are admissible. The pleadings themselves, if they're being offered not for the truth of the matter asserted, but to otherwise demonstrate motive or intent, those are admissible. However, Ms. Kappelman, as to the bulk of the file itself, I do believe the defense is raising a clear point on this. Absent a connection or a nexus between the defendant and specific aspects of the divorce file, what is your argument concerning it?
I mean, there are pleadings in there that are not necessary to show the motive, but I did offer the exhibit itself in its entirety to demonstrate the bulk. If Your Honor is not inclined to allow those pieces of paper that cannot be directly connected to the defendant, may I be permitted to show the exhibit as a demonstrative to the witness to verify that that is the entirety of the divorce file?
It is permitted as a demonstrative. You may also ask questions that generally deal with the amount of filings and also the volume of the case, but ultimately as to responses for production or mediator notices, I'm inclined to agree with the defense as to that point. If there's not either a relevant connection or a nexus between the defendant's actions and then what occurred in the dissolution of marriage case, all of it does not come in as substantive evidence. But I do want to make clear on this point, Mr. Zellman, as to what the witnesses will testify to, and none of us will know this until the evidence actually begins. This file can be used for purposes of impeachment, and it can also be used for purposes of rebuttal.
Yeah, you hear that, Wendy? The divorce file in its entirety can be used for impeachment purposes.
Depending on what the witnesses say, what might be not a part of the state's case in chief may still be available to them through other means that are permitted by the rules of evidence. Is everyone clear on those?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, let's move on to the motion of limine concerning the testimony of Sarah Yousef. Mr. Zellman.
Again, Your Honor, we stand on the motion.
Ms. Kappelman responds.
I would just ask Your Honor to reserve on her. The state has no intention of calling her, so I don't think, unless that changes, that there's any reason to address her testimony at this time.
Who did she say?
And I assume you are going to leave Ms. Yousef available as a rebuttal witness if necessary.
Yes.
If a witness is not going to be called, it essentially moots the issue. On that point, Mr. Zellman, The state is not committing to calling this witness. If they do call them at that time, I will issue a ruling concerning your motion in limine.
Yes, sir.
As to any purpose of rebuttal, ultimately what comes out as a part of the defense case, Ms. Yousef still is able to testify in that capacity. Right, the next motion in limine concerning the testimony of Stephen Webster. Does the defense have any argument that has not already been made through the pleading?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Kappelman, response.
Judge, I agree with some of the defendant's motions. I don't think Mr. Webster can offer opinions. For example, his testimony, of course, will be governed by the same rules of evidence that every other witness is governed by, but he does offer some relevant points, so I think I should be permitted to, I don't know, these motions kind of blow my mind because it's like we want to pre-litigate every statement, including potentially objectionable statements that can be addressed during the trial by a proper timely objection, so I would ask that it be handled in that way.
Right, concerning the testimony of Mr. Webster, Mr. Webster, in his capacity of representing the deceased, certainly can testify factually as to what his involvement was with the divorce case, and also he may testify concerning the nature of the proceedings as to any opinions that go beyond that. Ultimately, I think that's where we are going to have to get into what is being asked and what would be the response that ultimately the defense would find objectionable. But generally, as to any opinion that Mr. Webster cannot give without a proper foundation, I think it's settled as a matter of evidence that no witness gets to generally opine on matters in which they are not qualified to testify to. Is any other ruling being sought concerning Mr. Webster beyond that by the defense?
Well, yes, Your Honor. In prior trials and in deposition, Mr. Webster testified about statements made to him by Mr. Markell. Those are hearsay. There's not an exception. Those statements weren't shared with anyone else, certainly not my client. Those were statements that were made during the meeting in May of 2014 that Mr. Webster...
Oh, what happened?
There's no exception that I'm aware of under the hearsay rule.
They're losing audio for the stream. Amateurs.
Made by the deceased to Mr. Webster. Ms. Kappelman, do you have an argument?
I think I agree in general that those statements would be hearsay. I don't recall what my theory of admissibility was in prior trials, but I would agree to approach if I intend to elicit a statement made by Mr. Markell to his attorney and offer my theory of admissibility prior to asking the question if I decide to do that in this trial. I don't think I plan to do that, so it's hard for me to address what that theory might be now.
Well, again, as a general principle of evidence, hearsay that has no exception is not admissible. If the state is seeking to admit this statement for a proper purpose that actually has a basis in the rules of evidence to be admitted, you will need to approach so that way the information is not placed improperly before the jury. The motion in limine is granted as to Mr. Webster offering any opinions for which he is not qualified to give. The court will reserve the ruling on the issue of any statements that he may testify to by the deceased. If the state, again, will have to present an actual exception to hearsay in which the matter can be placed before the jury. Right, the renewed motion in limine concerning the Latin Kings. Mr. Zelman?
Yes, Your Honor. This goes in part to the theory of the defense and why Mrs. Adelson acted the way she did, the language that she used on the 2016 wire calls. typically, I know that we would want to have the foundation paid through her testimony for that, but if the court were to bind our hands in questioning the state's witnesses, it would be too late to wait until she testifies. We would lose the ability to cross the state's witnesses. It's very limited. You have Luis Rivera. There will only be a few questions at most. Potentially Charlie Adelson, depending on when the state calls him. Certainly Special Agent Jimenez.
Now, in the last trial, he outright testified that he was, I guess, at least pretending or trying to influence your client as a member of the Latin Kings gang.
Yes, sir.
All right. To that end, Ms. Kappelman, what is your argument?
Same as my argument has always been on this issue, Judge, which is that Rivera was a gang member. That's why he was recruited to do this. I think that's relevant. But the fact that he was a leader of a specific gang, I think is just bad character evidence that doesn't lend anything additional, more prejudicial than probative, and I would ask to exclude those details.
Similar to what we had in the last trial, as to this painting the character of Mr. Rivera specifically in a negative light, the court's ruling will remain the same. As to the witnesses, though, Mr. Jimenez or other witnesses.
That's not me typing, by the way, before anyone wants to jump down my throat.
That may present this topic unsolicited on their directs. Once the horse is out of the barn, it's out of the barn. As far as any cross-examination of Mr. Rivera specifically, the defense may cross-examine Mr. Rivera as to his role as a gang member and why he was recruited into this matter to specifically serve a purpose as it relates to the conspiracy of the killing of Dan Markell. Now, with regard to undercover or the former undercover agent, Ms. Kappelman, this is where I believe the analysis begins to diverge on this topic. He specifically approached the defendant as a Latin King member, correct?
No, sir. My recollection is, I mean, I know that was his testimony, but I would instruct him not to say Latin King in the future. However, he didn't say anything to Ms. Adelson about being a Latin King. I guess that was his version of acting like a gang member. I don't know how well he did. Ms. Adelson didn't seem to think he did very well. But that was the intention. He did not represent himself to her verbally as a Latin King gang member. He was not wearing any clothing or other signifiers that he was a member of a specific gang. I think the idea was just, you're an associate.
Well, he had that long, pointy beard. Isn't that a Latin King?
Of this killer who is a gang member.
Any response on that topic, Mr. Zeldin?
Just looking at his previous testimony. My role, I'll quote from page 1067 of the trial transcript of Mr. Charlie Adelson's case. Starting at line 20, question, can you explain what that operation was? Answer, my role in that operation, I was portraying a Latin King.
Mrs. Adelson? No, don't be scared. I was with Taco up in Broward, and he told me everything.
Gang member, and I was instructed to conduct the bond. Continuing on 1068, question, all right, when you say you were posing as a Latin King gang member, did you announce yourself as a Latin King gang member to the person you approached? I did not, okay. So, that's the role, that was my role. If you're a character, that is correct. That is his testimony. And, I believe that once, especially with the call that my client made to the undercover on May 6th of 2014 when he became verbally aggressive towards my client. That factors into his role as a Latin King gang member. And I know in the previous hearing last year, Your Honor questioned whether there was a difference between a Latin King gang member and simply a gang member. The answer is absolutely. In Miami, in South Florida, there is absolutely a difference between a gang member and a Latin King gang member.
Even with that being said, this ultimately goes to your client's state of mind. Who is going to establish how she knows the difference between, forgive the pun, the garden variety gang member and a specific gang member?
I think between her testimony and anticipated testimony of Charlie Adelson'S.
Well, as to the questioning of the former undercover officer or special agent Jimenez,
What is the pun of garden variety gang member?
will permit the defense to question the former special agent as to whether he is portraying a member of a specific gang as a part of his bump operation. Depending on what the answer is, we will revisit the issue of whether the name Latin Kings needs to be specifically uttered as to either Mrs. Adelson or Charlie Adelson testifying concerning her state of mind and knowledge of the Latin Kings. As it goes to state of mind, the defense may certainly inquire as to that during the defense case in chief. As to Luis Rivera, his ruling will remain the same as to his leadership role or specific affiliation. The fact that he is a gang member may be inquired into, and the fact that he has had, or the fact that he had, or his role while he was recruited in this case, that certainly is ripe for cross-examination and may be inquired into. But as to him being a specific Latin King, that is where the line is going to be drawn. Do we need clarification of his ruling?
Just a moment, Your Honor.
Not from the state judge.
So the concern we have, Your Honor, is that Mrs. Adelson, part of her state of mind, her level of fear, is that it's not just that she learned he was Latin King, but that he was the leader of one of the branches of the Latin Kings in South Florida. That heightened her fear. And of course, she will testify to that.
I cannot make her testify. If she is committed to do so as a part of her defense, that's her choice. But ultimately, someone with competent knowledge has to testify to this fact. Eliciting information about state of mind from the witness that either has not spoken to your client or either has no knowledge of the state of mind, I'm not sure how that can be accomplished other than either your client herself, her son, or someone else who has direct knowledge of her state of mind at the time, unless you have an argument.
So I guess the way that we could accomplish that, Your Honor, is that Mr. Rivera, he is under a defense subpoena. We would ask that he remain for the defense case so that we can call him on our case in chief.
That's fine. Mr. Rivera, as I recall, never had any direct communication with your client, but this is to elicit another relevant matter.
That's correct, Your Honor. It would be, once we establish the foundation, I would want to recall him for the specific purpose of him confirming that he was a leader of the Latin Kings.
Very well. Mr. Rivera will remain under the defense's subpoena until the conclusion of the trial. Let's move on to the defendant's motion of limine as to the interpretation of emails, recorded phone calls, and text messages. Which witnesses is the defense referring to concerning this motion?
Your Honor, I think it goes really to retired Detective Isom, Special Agent Sanford, potentially Jason Newland. I think a number of witnesses have offered interpretation of statements that were made. Now, we're not talking about coded language. Coded language is treated different. What we're talking about is the emails, the recorded phone calls, and the text messages, other than coded language. What we're asking of the court, because it has come out so frequently, that the court prohibit the state and, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, the defense, from asking someone other than an expert to offer an opinion about what someone means by an email, what they meant by a statement, or what they meant in a text message, aside from the language that's used itself.
Ms. Coleman, response?
I agree, that would not be admissible.
The motion in the limine is granted as previously raised in the argument on this matter. Any matters that would go to a code in which a witness could lay a proper foundation on this issue. Certainly they may testify as to that point, but any general opining as to what an email, a phone call, or a text message means will not be permitted unless there is a proper foundation that can be laid by that witness. Next, the defendant's renewed motion in limine concerning travel as consciousness of guilt.
She wanted to find peace in Vietnam.
Your Honor, I know that the court previously ruled on this issue that allowed the state to use this information in their argument. The new information, as I laid out in paragraphs 4, 5, 6, and 7, I stand on the motion. Those additional pieces of information had not previously been provided to the court, and I think that it's significant because it goes to her state of mind for making the travel plans, and for going to the airport, and for stepping on the jet.
If I'm recalling prior counsel's argument correctly, Mr. Rashbaum did raise the fact that there was no legal process, subpoena, or warrant for your client, correct?
I believe that's correct, Your Honor.
So, response, Ms. Coleman?
Judge, I don't think this is new information. This was never disputed. I don't think it changes the analysis.
On this particular point, the court has reviewed the transcripts of the depositions that were cited by the renewed motion, and the ruling will remain the same on this issue as before. These matters go to the weight of the evidence and not the admissibility. The jury, as the trier of fact, is going to decide what significance to give to the evidence. The defense also is free to cross-examine on all issues that pertain to Mrs. Adelson being free to travel. The matters that have been previously raised within the motion to suppress and rule on as to the phone calls and other evidence, that also will be presented to the jury as well. They will make up their mind.
Thank you, sir.
Well, I believe that covers the defense motions. And Ms. Coleman, you stated that the state did not have an additional motion in limine that not have been previously ruled on.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Judge, there's one additional one also filed on July 21st concerning the opinion testimony of Jason Newland and Patrick Sanford.
Yes. Go ahead with that motion.
Sorry, Your Honor. I'll stand on the motion.
Ms. Coleman, a response?
Judge, the defense elicited personal opinions of these witnesses at deposition about the lawyers and their ethics and how they think they might have been involved in the new investigation, and now seeks to suppress those opinions, which are clearly inadmissible. I don't understand it. I don't know why we're doing it. I would never elicit such a thing.
Well, Ms. Coleman, even though it might be inquired into at deposition, ultimately, if there's a basis to exclude it pre-trial, that's why it's being raised now.
Of course. there was no reason to elicit it at deposition, and it could never be admissible at a trial, so we're just wasting paper and time with these motions. No objection.
The state is conceding the issue. The motion is granted as to any opinions that would be offered by either investigator Newland or special agent Sanford. Again, there must be a proper foundation for them to offer an opinion on a subject if they don't have the ability to do so. It cannot be presented as a part of the case in chief.
Good job, Zelman.
The context in which this might come around, either in rebuttal or as far as impeachment, but again, these rulings are being made as to the state's, the substantive evidence the state may present as a part of its case in chief. If it needs to be readdressed as a matter of either impeachment or rebuttal, we'll take it up at the appropriate time. All right, let's go ahead and talk through some of the logistics for jury selection on 8/19. We are going to be in this courtroom once again. I believe the number of jurors that we have under summons right now, or prospective jurors under summons, I believe it's near 300. So what we're going to
300 jurors.
Essentially, we will have the pre-screen of jurors on the issue of pretrial publicity, similar to what we did in the last trial. The court will be asking these same questions, or substantially the same questions. Both parties will have an opportunity to follow up on the court's questions on the issue of pretrial publicity. If a prospective juror is deemed suitable to return for group voir dire, from there they will be given the date and time for which group voir dire will begin. For the pre-screening that will take place on both Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon, potentially Wednesday morning and Wednesday afternoon, I would anticipate by that point we would have a suitable pool of jurors from which, going through the pre-screen process, anyone who has had an issue, or either the court believes, the state believes, or the defense believes, is not suitable to go to the group voir dire. From there, each party will have an opportunity to make their objections known as to that prospective juror, and they'll be told to return, or they will be excused at that point. Does anyone have a question about the pre-screening process?
No, sir.
There you are. Also, as well, so that we don't have any issues similar to what occurred in the previous trial, in which I believe there were allegations the jurors were speaking to each other. We are going to have additional bailiffs. The prospective jurors are going to be instructed not to speak to each other. It might make a long day for them, but they will be sitting in silence. We will provide reading material to them, and we will have extra bailiffs on hand to ensure that no one is speaking to each other while they're waiting to be screened. Does anyone have anything they need to raise concerning those?
Is it your Honor's intention to handle the pre-screening, I don't know what it's called, instructions that happen down in jury assembly?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe last time, I'm not sure if someone else qualified or not, but for each group that will be qualified, I will do it personally, so that way from beginning to end, they're seeing me, hearing me, and understanding you're not to discuss the case or anything else with each other.
Perfect, that's the state's request.
Judge, how many of the 300 are coming each day?
Broke it up into groups of 50. So 50 in the morning, 50 in the afternoon. We may not even need to get to the end of this grouping altogether if we are able to go through the pre-screening process on the issue of pretrial publicity. Once we have, say, 100 to 110, that's more than enough to get 12 people.
How do you intend to handle proceedings once we successfully select a jury?
Once we have selected a jury at that point, and also I believe too, we'll need at least 2 alternates unless the parties wish to have 3.
We defense would request 3, Your Honor.
Very well. Then once we have our 12 jurors and 3 alternates, at that point, we will swear them. If we have enough time to actually move into opening on that same day at the selection, we'll do that, so that way we can start to begin into witness testimony seamlessly without issue. How many days is the state anticipating to go through its case in chief?
I think best case scenario is 5, worst 7, so 6. I could see how it could run into the first part of the 7th day, Judge, but I think 6 is a comfortable estimate.
Let me bring up my calendar.
6 or 7 days for the prosecution's case. Nice.
Assuming that we have a jury by Friday the 22nd, we'll know that in place August 25th through September 2nd as the
The jurors haven't been sequestered previously, no.
state's case in chief. I think there is a holiday on September 1st, correct?
Yes, sir.
Is anyone long-term award on Labor Day?
Jackie is.
I need one other hand, unrelated on that side of the table.
Thanks.
It is a holiday for the workers of the world, but we cannot forget that we have a trial to finish. All right, 8:25 through 9:02, estimating as the state's case in chief. How long is the defense estimating to present any case that it wishes to do so?
Can I weigh in on that before they speak, Judge? We have historically picked a jury in 3 days at the longest. Twice we did it in 2 days. So my suggestion would be to start on Friday. We could even do openings as early as Thursday, if Your Honor was willing to entertain that. I know that's not the defense's request, but that would be the state's request, just to move it on as quickly as possible.
Well, for the openings only, does the defense have a position concerning this?
I don't know why they would do opening statements on a Friday. That's terrible.
We don't want to make openings unless we have a great deal of time after we pick the jury on a particular day. We would prefer to do the openings the next day.
So you're not asking to defer the opening to your case, you just don't want to open on the same day?
It's going to depend, Judge, on your ruling on the additional motion.
All right. On that matter, again, depending on where we're at time-wise, I'll just instruct both parties to be prepared to potentially give their openings. I'm not going to place a time limit on the opening statements, but obviously, each party will be the captain of its own ship as to how you will captivate the jurors. Is either party expecting their opening to go beyond 30 minutes?
Depends on your
Yes.
ruling, Judge.
30 minutes?
Yes, I think it could be up to 45 minutes. It's not going to be different than it was previously, but I'm sorry, I don't know how long it was. I would say 30 to 45 is a comfortable range, Judge.
Make it an hour.
Now, as to the defense case, once we are finished with the state's case, how much time are you estimating?
Depends on your ruling, Judge, but anywhere between 4 and 6 days.
4 and 6 days. So that would place us then around the week of September 8th. Concerning any other matters that we can address as the logistics of the trial, I believe we will have rooms available for family members, both for the victim's family and for the family, to the parties anticipate
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Right. Please contact court administration. From there, you'll receive information as to how to access the rooms, and when they will be made available.
Judge, can I clarify your intentions about when to start testimony?
Go ahead.
You intend to start testimony on the 25th, is that right? With the possibility of openings having already been conducted?
Well, at the latest, if we go into Friday, we need to select a jury.
Okay. If we get a jury,
If we get a jury prior to that Friday, on say the 21st, well, at that point, there's nothing preventing the testimony from getting started on the 22nd.
okay, so I'll be prepared to start testimony on the 22nd then, and my understanding was, and my subpoenas run through September 5th, but it sounds like we might be extending into the week of September 8th, is that right?
Well, I believe the defense is indicating they might need anywhere from 4 to 6 days.
That's what they said. All right.
Nice. We're going to be so busy.
If need be.
All right, I will attempt to get subpoenas out for rebuttal for that week, but I will advise the court that as of right now, those are not out.
We are losing a day because of September 1. But if need
We'll be
we
working.
can figure
There's
out
no Labor Day in Portugal.
this work for Saturday to continue working. I'm sure you all would like a break, but I'm here. Part of the matters of logistics that need to be raised considering travel.
Hey, Judge, we're going to have an issue regarding space. We're not all going to fit here. We also don't want our computer screens facing cameras and the audience being able to see what's on our computer screens. I have become very old, and the font size I use is very large. And probably someone in the back row can see what I have on my computer, so we're going to need to have, I understand we're blocked by this column,
Right.
but we're going to need to have some kind of setup where we can put our things and our defense not be.
She wants Donna Adelson to be facing the jury square on. That's the real reason she's doing this. Oh, you know, if we move this column, then perhaps we could put old Mrs. Adelson, so she can shake and look weak and old and frail. Jury, don't send me away, jury.
Was ahead of time to the media and blogs and this and that. The second thing is these microphones used to have the ability that you could touch it and it would turn off. My client is hard of hearing, so she talks loud. So everything she says is going to be picked up. This one is now set up so you have
Hard of hearing, hard of hearing.
to press it each time you want to mute it. And like press and hold, you got to hold it down for it to continue to stay muted. And we're going to ask if the court admin could put it back to the function where we can push it off. I don't think there's going to be any opportunity in the trial for someone to not pick up on a recording Mr. Zellman's voice. He's very loud. I tend to be loud too. So it's not going to be a record issue in our position, but it's certainly going to be a problem when we're trying to speak to our client about something because it's going to be heard.
Well, in front of the jury, I definitely understand the concern that we're registering with this. I will inquire as to what can be done for the microphone on the table. If your client does need to write things down, so that way nothing is being given away, that might be the easiest way for that to be handled, but that requires the microphone. The seating set up in the gallery, I believe the first 2 rows behind the defense, those are not going to be relevant to any members of the media. As far as the font size of your computer, if you need to rearrange how you're seated at the table, so if you need a seat on the far left, or my right, your left, so that way your computer can face the wall and no one can see it. I don't really know what I can accomplish with as far as that font size beyond that.
Well, the problem problem is the end of the table it's not open. It's the leg of the table. So I don't know if we can add a little something, another table that is the same size.
What I've
Your Honor, we want Mrs. Adelson to sit right in front of the jury booth, directly.
tried a 3 co-defendant first-degree murder trial in this room before, and what we had done was one table was between the column and the bailiff's box. There was a table here, and then this table here. I think that if we could put a table to our left, that might be one way of accommodating this thing.
Right. We'll make a request and then we will figure out the best way to try to configure the tables. Ultimately, if we're ready to come in with, I believe the state is going to try to, or needs to bring in its equipment, audio equipment.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Because of that equipment and how it need to be set up, the tables, and how they're configured can't interfere with that, and we'll try to accommodate that as best as possible.
Hey, look who it is, Matt Taormina, the Italian stallion. Welcome back, Matthew Taormina.
This comment as to the audio visual needs of the state, other than what has been used before with the audio setup, is there anything that needs to be addressed?
No, sir, it'll be the same setup with the same company.
All right. Probably then they'll need to get started by the 15th in this room so they can set up all equipment, test the equipment.
Paul M. says, I'm not sure the jury staring at Donna throughout is good for the defense. I think it might be, because the only defense that they've got going for them is that she's old as fuck, and they want to create this sympathy. That's the play here. That's why she's going to testify. She's going to really amp it up on the testify. She wants to demonstrate to the jury that she'll be acting. She'll be full on acting. You can be a good actor when you want to be. I've seen you in action. You know, she'll be sitting there in front of the jury, shaking, leaning over to hear, really accentuated, exaggerated gestures of age, of infirmed, you know, aspects, and etc.
If there's any problems, we'll be able to figure out what needs to take place before we actually get started on the 19th. All right. For the media presence that will be here as well, I believe it will be similar rules as it's been in the past. There will be one live video camera and one still frame camera. Obviously, the bloggers and reporters, they are permitted to take notes as if they were print journalists. But the initial rows behind the state, Ms. Kappelman, I assume the victim's family is wishing to appear.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. They will receive priority seating with regard to how they're positioned in the gallery. After that, it will be free to the public and the press to seat in all areas that are available. Does either party need to be heard concerning those?
Your Honor, we're also going to need space for our client's family and friends who are going to be coming to support her as well. And we would request that they have similar priority.
Is Harvey going to be in the courtroom? I hadn't even thought of that.
That's what the 2 rows will be behind the defense. That will be available to family and friends. Again, similar to last trial, other than the video recording and still frame photography recording, beyond that, no cell phones are to be out recording any other matters or trying to take photos of the witnesses or the jurors. I believe similar in the last trial when Special Agent Jimenez testified. His face was not shown, obviously, because of the nature of his past work. The court will just make the same ruling concerning that as well. His face is not to be shown, but of course, the substance of his testimony certainly may be reported on by anyone who believes it is newsworthy. During the selection of the jury, the faces of the prospective jurors
True Crime Metrix believes it's newsworthy, Judge Everett. We've got you. We've got you.
are not to be shown, their names are not to be shared. But as far as any biographical type data, such as the composition of the jury, being, for example, 7 male, 5 female, what their professions are, those are certainly able to be reported on by the members of the media and disseminated, but ultimately what I'm getting at is names and faces, so we don't have any disruption or disturbance during the trial. Do any of the parties have any questions concerning those?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor. One last thing, typically, I don't think I've had a trial with you quite some time. Typically, my paralegal sits with us, so that's another reason why we need that additional table. She also may have some additional people assisting her, and I'll make sure that they're identified to the bailiffs so that there are no issues there.
The members of the direct support staffs may sit on the benches that are behind the attorneys, or if we need to figure out a table configuration for them, if we have the space. But the direct support staff is permitted as to both sides. Does either party have anything further to raise concerning the logistics of the trial or any other issues before we finish?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
One other matter comes to mind if the attorneys can briefly approach.
If anyone is watching from Moroccan Oil, we are interested in becoming your representative for this trial, and we're ready to talk a deal. We're ready to talk numbers. We're ready to talk numbers. Oh, look at that chair, Donna. An armrest, a backrest. It must be heaven. It must be heaven. Now all we need to do is just sort out this bird's nest on your head. Wrong bottle, Donna. I cannot wait, Michelle, for a case to come up where, in this case we've got bullet bourbon as a central commodity that's involved. But sooner or later, some murderer is going to be purchasing a bottle of Moroccan oil. It's a miracle cure, Paul M. Teresa says the defense is up to no good, and I'm sure our wonderful Judge Everett sees through it. Well, Judge Everett, at least in Charlie's trial, was very accommodating to the defense to safeguard against any route that might be had to appeal. I expect the same from him here. Of course, Mr. Zellman, Josh Zellman, is not quite in the same field of charm as Daniel Rashbaum. Judge Everett treated Daniel Rashbaum like an amusing pet. I could totally see Judge Everett patting Rashbaum on the head, ruffling his hair, you know. Oh, you cheeky lawyer. You're such a cheeky lawyer. I'd love to see her turn up with prison tats. Or like the butler in Richie Rich. What was his name?
We will be in recess for today. The jury selection will
Cadbury. His name was Cadbury.
start August 19th at 8:30 in the morning after the initial group of jurors has been qualified. From there, we will move into the pre-screening process as previously discussed. Have a good day, everyone.
Have a good day, Judge. Looking good, Georgia. Looking good, Tom. Mary Jane's last dance. She always looks at the camera. Crazy eyes. Maybe we should just put Donna Adelson'S arrest video on. Why not? Should we watch that? Oh. Let's go to the body cam.
Hi, how are you? You have your ID?
We've been to Vietnam before.
Cell phone. No, I don't want to give it to you. Why do I have to?
Because my attorney said not to.
Why do I have to give it to you? This is evidence. Evidence. Do me a favor.
All right, the cell phone's evidence, but why did they hand her purse back to Harvey to take with him? I mean, that should be evidence as well. Should it not?
Under arrest. I have to go with. I have to go. I have to look at the. You don't have to go with. Let me help you out. No, I have to stay. Please don't do this. Don't stay. You need to grab the bags. Take the bags. Yeah, and you need to wait outside. Okay.
My husband's almost 80 years old. He can't
Yeah,
come
I
with
can't.
me.
Please, can I go? No, you can't join me there. Oh, don't do this, please.
Please.
Oh,
Someone's got
God.
to help him get home. This is terrible. You can't do this. This is insane.
Hold on to that for me. Is that okay with you? Please.
Quite a moment, huh? I mean, can you imagine the impact of that, having just been through your son's arrest a couple of years ago? Well, not quite, but 18 months ago, and his trial, spending $5-6 million on his defense, watching it live, dealing with the fallout, dealing with Chief Mac, dealing with Chief Whaley, trying to get Charlie out of solitary. Bitch-ass Wendy wants nothing to do with you. I am not guilty. If you have anything to say, put it through our lawyers, will you? I cannot speak about the case. I have to be singularly focused on taking care of the boys during this difficult time. So good luck, Mom.
Finish up that with handcuffs on. She's not going anywhere. Please. Please. You have anything in your pocket?
No, no.
Do you have anything of value in you?
No, I
What I got?
my,
Do you have anything in your pockets or in you? What? Hey, Michelle, thanks so much for that super chat. That's awesome, Michelle. Thank you very much. If anyone else would like to support the channel, there has never, ever been a better time to go to buymeacoffee.com/True Crime Metrix and help support the channel, because, you know, that we depend on you. You are the sponsor.
Yeah, take it off. Yeah. And the earrings, the rings, take everything. You give it to your husband. Because once you arrive at County Jail, they're gonna make you remove all that.
can I call?
Michelle says, before I go to work to make some money, I thought I'd send some to my favorite guy and shit. Oh, you are just, ain't you just a bowl of honey?
It's early.
You have a passport ready?
Where am I going? In which county?
Open your finger.
Where am I going?
You're going to the Dade County Jail.
They come here.
Broward County, right?
No, this is right here. The one on
I'm sorry, remove your earrings.
Remove her earrings. Remove her ears. You know, clip them or something. Have them checked. Yo, thank you, Amy. Yeah, that line about, especially how he said it, you know, you just can't help imagine when the cop says, do you have anything in your pockets or in you? You just can't help. It's like your mind just goes to Donna Adelson stuffing something into her. I mean, it's, oh no. No.
1 minute.
If I got arrested by a cop that was that out of shape, I would be pissed. You know, you work at the airport, man. There's treadmills everywhere. You just walk backwards. Not backwards, but, you know, the opposite direction that you're being carried in. If you do that every day, you'll be fit as fuck. Oh, look at the crowd of people. I mean, what a thing that they probably think it's drugs, right? They're probably looking at it going, oh, that old lady got a bag full of drugs. They don't know what's going on. I wonder what the conversations were like on the plane,
Yeah, we'll go back. Yeah, we'll go back out and just.
You're making a mistake.
Okay,
It's another mistake. It's two
do me a favor
mistakes.
and try to take the remote.
Harvey Adelson, what are you trying to regain your youth by wearing blue sneakers? I mean, if I see an old man who's 80 fucking years old wearing bright blue, royal blue sneakers, I think, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know, look at that. That's terrible.
Get this off for you?
Can you take it off, please, Donna? I don't want to hurt
her.
Can you take it off? I can't get it off, Donna. I can't get it off. I can't get a coffee. I can't do anything, Donna. Can you take it off? What about the earrings? They're gonna come off?
Please.
Just a minute. Just a minute.
Please.
It's getting there. What's up, honey? Listen to me.
Yeah. I'll call.
Get in an Uber, go home.
I will.
Take
I
it
will.
easy.
Do you think if Harvey Adelson was in West Side Story that he'd be with the Sharks or the Jets?
I will.
All right.
Yes.
Here, hon.
There's anything else in her person that she wants to.
Oh, well, it's coming, sweetheart.
I like to be
It's
in
coming.
America.
Do you have her driver's license by any chance?
I'm sorry?
her driver's
It's in my
Yeah.
it's in my purse.
Yeah.
Have a
Yeah, then you could give it.
There's Deputy Castaneda. I think that's so funny that there's a Castaneda in this story.
Sir, do
It's
you need her
almost there.
passport or can I give it to the husband? The passport can I give it to the husband?
What's all?
Where is it?
It's in the blue and white. It's in the blue and white.
Yeah, but I'm gonna get her driver's license for it. Yeah.
The license, the address on your license is correct?
Yes.
She needs.
Amy says, you should see the deputies at my job, Metrix. I don't feel safe. Someone needs to tell those guys that Krispy Kreme is not food, okay? It's not food. It's a chemical, addictive drug. And, you know, just leave it alone. It should be fucking outlawed, okay? And people still think it's good. What is wrong? What is wrong with that picture?
She needs all her.
When she goes to the
jail, they work with the hospital.
They're all in here though.
Yes, they work. If I take them here, what will happen is when you go there, they possibly toss them out. So when you go to there, you will meet the nurse and the doctor, and then they'll work in conjunction with the hospital to get you whatever you need.
Yeah, but I don't have a list with me. I know what's.
Driver's license?
Yes.
I have a.
Yeah, they'll be able to get you what you need, Donna. Aspirin. Okay? That's it. They don't give a fuck about your designer super prescription drugs that husband Harvey and son Charlie get for you. You know, addict. Fucking addict.
Is it multiple or is just one or two?
It's no. There's a bag of medication in here. Is that what?
Yeah, Harvey's gonna have a great ride home in the Uber. I got a whole bag of medication. He's probably gonna pay for that taxi with medication. Would you take a bottle of pills to bring me home? Icon, the Icon building in South Beach. I got a bottle of Xanax and a bottle of benzodiazepines. Is that okay? 2 benzodiazepines and 1 Xanax.
You're asking me?
She can take
No, I know. I was just trying to find out if it was like 1 or 2. Yeah, if it was 1 or 2, then she maybe could take the name down.
Do you need anything else from her?
Can I ask
So
you
we're good to
something?
go?
Can someone just get my husband outside and
So I'll get him.
The gentleman here will assist him in any way. Anyway,
Wait,
I'll be
I
okay.
have
Wait.
the ring. Hold on.
Let me have the ring.
I have the ring. You know, I found, you know, these... You know how I feel about these morons that come into this case and start writing their own made-for-TV movie. I remember a bunch of people going, oh, is that Wendy's engagement ring? The Holocaust heirloom that was handed down through the Markel family? The answer is no. And what the fuck is wrong with you?
No, I'll take it.
That's crazy.
Okay.
All right, so I don't have the meds, honey. They're all in here.
Give me 1 moment, please. Hold the body. 1 moment.
Thank you.
All right, let's time this perp walk exactly, right? We're starting at 5 minutes 15 on the video time code, 5:15. It is a long one, and it looks even longer because any walk in an airport looks longer. Look at this Emirates employee or whatever, airport lounge employee. She's like, oh my God, this is so humiliating. A woman of your age being arrested like this. I'd say that Miami to Dubai, which is the plane that they're going on, is pretty high-class passengers, even in coach. Even in coach. That is a plane full of rich people. I wonder what it was. I guess it was a 747, huh? I'd love to know if they had... Oh, actually, I guess they did have coach tickets because Charlie made that comment of having never flown first class anywhere. So I guess the Adelson's are are those rich people that don't go and spend $20,000 on a fucking airline ticket, you know, which is madness. Okay, unless you're a billionaire or you get invited. You know, how many times have I flown first class? 3, and a few times on business. I never paid for any of that. I either got invited or one time I just sneaked in. That was fun. Air Canada. London Heathrow to Toronto, the whole fucking way in first class. My personal chef, an open wine selection, drink as much as you want. I got 2 of those beautiful, what do you call it? They give you this nice little Air Canada pack with ablutions and cooling gel mask, big screen TV, fully lie down bed, little, you know, fantastic. But I'm not going to pay fucking 15 grand or whatever it was. That's insane. I wonder how Pat Sanford feels at this moment, right? I mean, you gotta think that he was wired. I mean, she was right on the fucking jetway, about to go down that tunnel, you know? I wonder if there was any running involved with Pat Sanford. Okay, other police officers were already there, but they were just checking their tickets at that point, holding them, right? Oh, can we check your ticket? Because they were waiting for Pat Sanford to get there. So you got to figure he was probably in a rush. And now that he's achieved his mission, you know, it must be a bit of a buzz, even for a seasoned veteran agent like Pat Sanford, special agent Pat Sanford. Yeah, they're both from New York, Brooklyn. You know, in a lot of ways, an airport is not that dissimilar to a prison, right? Secure, sterile, you know, limited windows, I mean, I know they make it try to seem comfortable in places, but ultimately it's a concrete shitbox just like a prison or a jail, right? The stupid carpet. Just what a way, you know, this long perp walk that she's going to be doing. You know, she must be looking around at families and people buying shit and people walking around with duty free and people having people drinking a fucking $16 smoothie. And just absorbing. Look at all these people in their freedom that I am now no longer a part of. got to give you some. You must be absorbing some of that perspective. But what a place to do it, huh? Better places, you know, a nice marina would be nice to be arrested, or a beautiful pastoral setting, something with, you know, the Rockies in the distance, a nice view. But no, you're in the fucking airport, and where are they going to take you? They're going to take you to the underground parking lot. You're not even going to be outside again until we get you to the fucking detention center, and then you're going to walk into that building and never have fresh air again. Pretty much. I guess they let them out sometimes, but not often. I don't think she's been out of a building since she's been arrested. You know that yard time, that's not a thing in detention centers, it seems, at least from this case. Charlie said they never let us outside. Donna, in her letters, she says she never gets outside, and they paint the windows so she can't even see outside. It's just these walls. I mean, fuck me. Horrible. I think they should have just put her on a luggage trolley and pushed her like she's a suitcase. It just looks really awkward. This guy that's a little overweight, he's got kind of short arms. He's got all those utility items on his belt. It feels like that would be annoying to have to walk so close to her without tripping up, you know. Put her on a luggage trolley.
You have your case number, Vicky?
No, I think it's
Okay. All right.
I had a issue with the resistance thing. So often. Yeah, and I'm in a good mood.
I'm going to 06 from now, from here, and then I'll get the case number for the video.
Well, thank you, Michelle. Amy says she should have asked Harvey to feed her a couple of pills before she was taken away. I think she's fully loaded. I mean, when they sit her down in the car, you can tell that she's just zoned out, right? When I first saw this the first time, I thought she was like Paul Newman. I thought she was like Cool Hand Luke, just solid as a rock, unshakable. But it doesn't seem so, now that we look back. I always think the airport guy in charge of the music, Mr. Trick, should have been Bananarama. Na 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 na, way hey hey, goodbye. Pat was hustling. There's something so funny about Pat Sanford hustling. You know, I've never been warm to him whatsoever, you know. He might be good at his job and efficient. I just feel like he lacks humanity, personality, you know. You compare him to someone like Sergeant Corbett, who's got a lot of love. You know, he loves cell phone towers. He loves learning about people's routes based on their cell tower information. He loves data sheets. And you can tell that he's happy in his work. Isom loves his job. He's just, not that great at it. But I'd 100%, if there were a dinner party or a cookout, I wouldn't want to go around Pat Sanford's house. If I got an invitation, I'd be like trying to think up an excuse, Can't make it, sorry, get you next time. We'll have you and your wife over when we get settled. And never call them back at all.
You want to use the elevator?
All right, we need to do that thing where we play a game. Name that song. Paul M started us off. Jailhouse Rock. I don't know. I mean, not yet. I think there's better choices for the current situation she's in. Obviously, Where Hey Hey Goodbye would be a good one. What else could we do? Let us know in the comments what song would be an appropriate song for the soundtrack to be playing on the airport loudspeakers while Donna Adelson'S, because it's about the same length as a full-length, long song, 6 minutes. What would be a good one? I've got to get working on that Electric Light Orchestra edit. It's going to be a showdown. We're going to do a nice little edit with that. Of course, we're not going to get any... it will be demonetized because we can't use... But that's okay. It's only going to be a short video.
No, I'll be right. That won't work. The other one on the other side. I'll hold you.
GSD Dog Mom says they should have sprang for the round trip tickets. I know, right? I mean, if you're trying to get to a non-extradition country and escape the clutches of law enforcement, you gotta shell out for the fucking... Don't budget and say, well, we're not going to be coming back, so why would we spend the extra for a return? You gotta forego that. You gotta let it go and forego the money. Because if you do get caught, it will help you. It will be something to support your intent to return, won't it? If you buy a one-way ticket, what does it look like? It looks like you're not coming back. So not only are you going to a non-extradition country, you're not returning.
All right, stay with that. Be careful now.
Okay, we want to thank Morgan & Morgan for sponsoring this body cam video. I mean, I think it's pretty clear from...
Shut up, Jesse Weber. Morgan and Morgan. What about Moroccan Oil? That's the real sponsor of today's show.
Be careful with your head. I would sit first. And then put your feet in. Perfect. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome.
Take my spot. Yo me muevo ahora como para que haya una palanca.
Okay, okay, I'll do that. Huh? Yeah. No, it's okay. I'm gonna leave it like that.
El mucho espacio.
Let me. Wait, you can have the car if you want to. Let me leave the camera over here.
The address on the license is good.
Huh?
The address on the license
Man, that cop can really put away the fajitas, can't he? Check that out. Two-time fajita eating champion.
The camera over here.
Look at that. Belly full. Fajita.
The address on the license is good.
Huh?
The address on the license
That's a camera, okay? Recording.
Yeah, the first time I saw this, I thought it was amazing that she, I mean, it's just the Xanax, obviously, but like, I thought she'd gone, this is what I'd do. You're faced with this situation beyond your control, and you can go into a Zen place, right? Focus on your breathing, give up the need to change your situation. Find the calm space within the situation that you're in, because then you'll be better you'll be better positioned to come up with something. I thought that's what she was doing, and maybe she is, but the drugs help. There is still time to support the channel on buymeacoffee.com/Metrix. Also, links in the description to our PayPal, social networks, merch store, Patreon for exclusive content, and Discord perks, other membership platforms, all in the description for this video. Thank you so much, everybody. I need water.
What? Okay.
Hang on. I'm going to check you first, okay? So stay still. Anything you have that may pinch me? I have nothing on. I still gotta ask. No, I have nothing. I have nothing in my pocket. Still gotta ask. 2007. Copy.
Anything on you that may pinch me? And she just pulls out a live spider crab from her hoodie. My husband and I ate at a seafood restaurant and I didn't finish my meal. Anything on you that may pinch me? I mean, what the fuck? It's usually poke, prod, or stick me. Anything on you that may poke, prod, or stick me? Pinch me? It's not a fucking a giant crab or a lobster. Maine lobster. Charlie Adelson got some lobsters and she took one with her.
On 14 Kilo, second floor, door 17 at United.
1928 at 109, right?
Yes, yes.
And then I took a 15 with 3105, and I was arrival at 2035. Then you show you.
I think Cynthia May is somewhere behind us in the chat. What do we think? Is she under the impression that I'm saying that all people that are 75 years old are weak and pathetic and old? Because that's not what I'm saying. You know, I'm saying that Donna Adelson will amp up the fact that she's of a certain age and use that to appeal emotionally to the jury by acting frail, you know, infirmed and etc. So don't take it the wrong way, Cynthia. Okay?
Air condition doesn't go to the back because of the vent, because of the plastic. We open this a little.
Or maybe Cynthia is with us, but she's still not happy. What's up, Cynthia?
That's fine. You'll be freezing. You'll be glad you have it.
Is either gonna get a number into it.
My name's Donna Adelson, and I like to try and control the situation I'm in, even if I'm not thirsty at all. So, can I have more water? Could I be cuffed in the front? I'm obviously not running. Rashbaum's the one to sort this out. You know what Rashbaum's going to say? Let me deal with it. I'm going to make a call to Chief Whaley. I trust him. Rashbaum can't believe. He probably let them know where she was, her itinerary. You know, like called it in. Hey. If you get her now, then I've got another client. Yeah, she's leaving from Terminal 2 at 8:40 in the evening, p.m. Yeah, Miami International. Yeah, no, tell Pat Samford to hurry up.
No. Thank you. Do you know how long we're going to sit? Oh, how long we're going to sit here?
As soon as he comes back, he's going to take you from here to the warrant room and then to the facility. We're waiting for the other officer to come back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, whatever information he took from you, I guess that's what he was missing, so he's gonna enter that in the file.
Okay. So the next place is what? The warrant? What did you say?
Huh?
What did you say the next place was?
Well, see, what happened is the warrant that they have from you is from out of Leon County.
When did they issue a warrant?
So what happened is we have to take you to our warrants bureau for that information to get entered, and then after that gets entered, before we can take you to the jail, to the local jail.
Okay, because I didn't know there was a warrant. How would I know that?
Well, we wouldn't have been able to take you if there wasn't something in place.
So aren't they supposed to inform?
Huh?
Aren't they supposed to inform me if there was a warrant for me?
Well, I don't know the details.
I don't either.
They had a warrant. The gentleman that you met earlier in the plain clothes.
Yes.
Right. They were supposed to inform you of whatever, and then because it's a county warrant, that's how we became involved.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Black Eel, for this comment, you know. It's not a sentiment that's enough around. You know, people all the time judge the Adelson'S by their own standard. How they would feel in the situation. They go, oh, can you imagine? Can you imagine? It's not like that at all. Black Eagle tells us wise words here. She says, to think she gave up a life most people could never imagine, so her daughter, who clearly can't stand her, could move. That's not a thing that's realized enough. I run into this all the time. I try to get my point across and it falls on deaf ears. It's like, you know, Wendy has a major resentment to Donna, to Charlie. Not so much Harvey. Not so much Harvey. Daddy's little girl, right? But fucking Charlie and Donna, Wendy is a vicious adversary of those two family members. And not enough people get that. God, that's weird, isn't it? Now Donna does look like Tom Petty. Or Woody Allen. You know, depending on what period we're talking about.
Can I have the rest?
1 second, Ray.
Yeah, I'd like to further control the narrative, well, not the narrative, control the situation. I'd like to make a request and then have that fulfilled. So, can we contact a supervisor? There's something quite symbolic about being fed a bottle, isn't there? You know, it's one of the first things that we do as people, being fed a bottle or a breast, you know. Nursing on the teat of the person that's in control of you. It's very submissive. And it's quite intimate, you know. You're putting something in your mouth from the hand of another human being. It's an intimate thing. It's almost tantric. Michelle's off to work. Goodbye, my friends. I have an 11 a.m. color client and a very busy day making people beautiful. Have a great day, Metrix and everybody. Have a great day, you, Michelle, and good luck in the chair, at the chair.
Yeah, you're gonna have to bring up the window because it's raining.
It's raining a lot, yeah?
Yeah, been raining.
Okay, brother. Thank you, man.
Alrighty.
I'll see you. Airport 3502. Change my QTH to Warren, transporting a white female. Ready for starting?
Yes.
6003. Gonna roll out the windows. It's raining once we exit, okay?
Oh yeah, there's something so cinematic about when they get to the. I'm not sure what I'm not exactly sure what the facility was. The Miami-Dade Detention Center, for want of a better word. It's just, there's a really high angle as far as I remember. It's in the rain. It's at night. There's this spotlight on the chain link fence with a sign that says no weapons past this point or some shit like that. It's basically a movie set. Oh, I forgot to take a note of the end time of the perp walk. I guess it was about 11 minutes, but that's a guess.
So 40-year-old male feeling clammy.
Hey, Marianne Ciliberti. Nice to see you. I was at South Beach in 1990, I think. There's a picture of me on my dad's lap at the steering wheel of a Cadillac.
Ending is 6011.
Sorry, 6011?
Yousef.
I should ask my mum to send me that picture. She's probably got it somewhere. Baby Metrix in South Beach. That should be our front page.
The door.
Just push my glasses up a little on my nose.
Like that?
Oh,
okay?
thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm gonna go to that office right there on the corner.
Could you just push my glasses up? You see how polite they are to you, Donna? That's more than you could afford to Professor Markel when he was alive. God rest his soul. She wouldn't have pushed Professor if Professor Markel asked Donna Adelson to push his glasses up because they're falling off his nose, she'd have ripped them off his face, thrown them on the floor, and stomped them into the ground. You know what I mean? There's double standards.
Let me get the door for you. Thank you. How you doing? Let's have a seat over there. This one over.
You see what I mean? It's not that different from an airport, this kind of building.
We turn around a little bit this way, so it's protocol that we need to follow, you know? Rules and regulations.
Yeah, rules and regulations. There's going to be a lot of those, Donna. Get ready.
Take your time, no rush, careful your head. And we're gonna go through that door over in the corner. Cool, 35, could you show me arrival of UK? Ready for ending? $6014. Let's have a seat. Oh, you know what?
It's all good.
Yeah. Let's wait. Oh, let's stand.
Talk about being ripped out of your world, huh? You know, no codependent to lean on. Just alone in the concrete with the buzzing and the lights and the handcuffs.
Order just in case it starts raining. How you doing, boss? Hold on for me. Yeah.
Well, I think that's it. Can we watch anything else? What time are we? 4 o'clock. Well, I should probably take Soap for her 5 miles. You know, 3 hours sleep, wake up, do the live stream, take Soap for her 5 miles. Then we got to come back and prepare tonight's show. It's a full-time job. It's more than a full-time job. If you want to support the full-time job, please do on buymeacoffee.com/True Crime Metrix. Yeah, check out the links in our description for this video. So I've got quite a lot to do for prep work on our special Dateline special version of Georgia Cappleman's Closing. I figured, you know, after we listened to the calls so much, the jailhouse calls between Charlie Adelson and Donna Adelson, he's describing it as a Dateline special. So I would like to reproduce the whole thing as a Dateline special. But it's a 2-hour closing, or 1 hour 45 at least. So it's going to take me a while to do. I don't think I'm realistically going to have that prepared for tonight. So we need to come up with a new thing to do tonight. Which is what? which is what? Any ideas in the chat? What can we cover tonight? Continuing our Adelson run-up pre-trial marathon extravaganza. Let's see. Well, we'll come up with something. We've done all the jailhouse calls. I mean, I guess we could go to the wiretaps. Just start going through those piece by piece. We've got like 300 of those. So that could take a pretty minute. You know, if there were a way to do that in a structured way, because a lot of them are, well, I don't know about a lot of them. There's a lot of substance to many of them, but some of them are, you know, just someone answering the phone and then hanging up. So it's not that great. Donna's hearings, all of Donna's hearings. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think that might be a little dry and repetitive. Be better to make room for best bits, but again, that's going to be a lot of prep. But if you want to build up a list, Amy, and send me the list of all the hearings, that'd be really great. In order, in chronological order, and we could do a little mix, pick and mix match, best bits, perhaps. Trying to think what else we could do. Feels like we're running out of time. We're August 8th already. We've got 11 days until trial. I like the fact that it's going to be Labor Day weekend right in the middle of this, because that gives me the time to put some post together. We got to. What day is September 1st? September 1st is a Monday, so that's nice. We're going to have a 3-day break from trial, so we can do some nice post production. Of course, we'll be working. We'll be laboring away. Let's have a look at these comments. Miami arraignment, yeah. Well, that was very short. We could do that now. The judge. She looks like the woman that sat next to me from Paris. Did you come in from Paris? Texas? Brian Faircloth's on rewatch. All the way from New Mexico. The land of enchantment. Let's go to the maps. We did well last night. We got Alabama, Mississippi, Delaware, and Hawaii. What the fuck? We got Hawaii. I thought that would never happen. I thought we were going to have to give up and move on to Canada, claiming only continental Metrix United States domination. But you know, we conquer all. We conquer all. I know you guys are worried about Alaska. I can make Alaska happen right now. In one call. That's all it takes. One little call, and we've got Alaska. Juneau. One little call. Looking forward to move up to Canada. We're already good to go on Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia, Ontario, of course, British Columbia, Alberta. I mean, we've practically done the whole thing already before we've even made the map. That's the Metrix promise. So if anybody is in a gray state, I know there are not many left. Wyoming, North Dakota, Nebraska, New Hampshire. That should be easy. We should have New Hampshire already. Rhode Island and Alaska. Pretty, isn't it? And we did this in what, 2 weeks? Easy. We walked it. Maybe we should do capital cities. State capitals. I want to cover a crime from every state. I don't think any true crime channel commentator's done that before. But, you know, it's hard to get away from Wisconsin and Florida. You know, so much happens, and they're really good with the footage, you know, they're releasing the footage. You compare that to something like Nebraska. How many do we see from Nebraska? Nothing. Never. Nevada's got a bunch again. Hey, you know what I was looking at the other day? Just having a absorption was Courtney Clenny. Can we play a little bit of Courtney Clenny? She's always very good value. Let's see if I have this video saved. It's only a minute long. You see, this is alcohol. This is drinking to excess and being a complete bitch. I mean, they should lock her away for life just at the shame of, you know, this. I mean, look at this.
Oh, the right thing to do is to tell me. Yes, and I am so sorry. Just shut up and let me slide you dumb. You're not gonna slide me. Give me my phone. You have your phone. I don't have it anymore. Find it and charge it. What? Find it and charge it. I'm sorry. I don't care. Find it and charge it. Hey, just stop. Don't. Yeah, man. Oh, good. Because I'm telling you I'm sorry. Find my phone and charge it. I need to find it because I have to go meet Arthur again. Just to go out? No! Shut up! Please, shut up. You went to go talk to her without talking. I didn't go to go. Yes, you did. You always want to. Courtney, I was on. You already told me about it. Now it's like that. What are you doing, son? I didn't go to talk to her. I was going on a bike ride. Like, what the? Get off of me! Me going to talk to her. You make you act like this? You literally talked to her without telling me. Courtney, I was on a bike ride and she passed me and I said hi. You and Courtney are having a live chat. My bad, I forgot to tell you that. That doesn't make you an acting criminal. Yes, thank you. Come, thank you.
I mean, you know, it's incredible, isn't it? Like, wow. Way to let yourself, I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, imagine if that was your daughter. I don't know how I could stand by that, you know. I just don't know how I could stand by that. There's zero mitigators there. It's just a fucking nightmare drunk bitch. I mean, there's no other way to put it. Privileged, spoiled, drunk, slut bitch. There's zero to say why, other than you're a spoiled fucking slut drunk bitch, right? Find my phone and fucking charge it. Yeah, so I'd like to have another look at the case. We covered a little bit of it at the start of the year. I think it was our first video of 2025, but you know, I'm not adverse to doing things more than once because we always pick up on new shit. That's the nature of live, right? You know, plus our production values. Hey, Danielle Savoy, how you doing? Utterly unredeemable. That's a good one. I like that. Utterly unredeemable. I think I will make that the title. That will be our title for the brand new, old new, Courtney Clenny special. CCUU, double. Courtney Clenny, utterly unredeemable. I love it. Courtney plenty. Utterly unredeemed. Oh, good job, Daniel. What else can we do? What else can we do? We should go. We should go and take Soap for her 5 miles. Again, every fucking day. Can't you get a treadmill, Slope? We could get you a treadmill and put dog TV. And then it'll be just like walking in the park. Being a drunk is her best quality. Yeah. I think anyone would smack her, just saying. Good, yeah, well, sure. She's got some kind of personality disorder too. Yeah, you know. Personality disorders, they don't they explain the behavior. They don't excuse the behavior. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's an adult. And basically, her issue is drinking. If she didn't drink, she would be like that less. I think she'd still be a fucking stupid bitch, but she'd be like that less. Amy, tell Metrix that Frogazon is in Nebraska. Oh, awesome. We got Nebraska. And that's not just a visit, right, Frogazon? That's living, registered, driver's license. You are Nebraska. Go Cornhuskers. And Frogazon is smoking. Well, not in a cornfield, I hope. Not in summer. Living twisted, yes. Okay, great, fantastic. We got Nebraska, that's legit. Can't believe we got fucking Hawaii yesterday, twice. And I was so worried. Don't worry, Metrix. Okay, where's my bucket of paint? It's no political affiliation, by the way. I mean, one way or the other. We're not a politics show, and we leave all that out of the equation. But my logo is red, so that's why. So we export to posts. Good job. There we go. Oh, we got to take it off the list. God, we are 45. Look alive, 45. I can't wait to find out what the last state is going to be. I bet it's going to be probably Rhode Island. Rhode Island. I guess they have less people, or is it just more congested? There we go. There we go. So we just got 2 little states up on the east. New Hampshire, Rhode Island. Big old Alaska over there. Wyoming and North Dakota. Good job, team. Good job, Metrix. Aloha! Welcome back. Are you drinking something out of a coconut right now? Melissa. Melissa is our guest from Hawaii, who doesn't know Keanu Reeves, unfortunately, but may have driven past Oprah Winfrey's house. Farms are endangered here, and they're not happy about it. Weird when people vote against their best interests. Okay. The hearing, or the arraignment, the first appearance, Christina, is that what you want? I think we can manage that for you, Christina. Oh, you mean the hearing from today? I can't do that. That was an hour long. We just did it. Just replay, rewind. Brrr. Kono coffee with coconut cream. Wow. That sounds tropical. If anyone would like to support the channel, you can buy us a Kona coffee with coconut cream at Kona coffee with coconut cream. Buy us a Kona coffee with coconut cream.com /True Crime Metrix. And, you know, we'll wear, I should have a Hawaiian shirt, you know, just for irony, I bet I could get one of those on Amazon too. Now I've figured out that I can order stuff on Amazon. You know, I mean, you can get all sorts of things on there. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I'm fairly confident that we've established the best electric toothbrush. You know, what are these ones that are $300? I mean, what the fuck? We found one for 27 euros that looks very good. From Oral-B. Oral-B will be the next sponsor right after we've got those guys from Moroccan Oil to show a little bit of interest. We love their product. Why don't they care about us? Please what? Replay the whole trial, the whole hearing? No, I can't do that. I can't do that. That's way too much. I gotta take the dog out. I've only taken her out for a short break, and she is itching to go. So yeah, I think we'll leave it there. Come back later. Oh, let me just see how long the fucking first appearance. Donna Adelson, first appearance. You see, this is why we've started the brand new Metrix archive channel, guys, because with the disposability of these videos, not one single person is making them massively easy to find. That's what we're going to be doing on Metrix archive. Links in the description to our 2 new Metrix channels. Please do subscribe to those channels. To the whole True Crime Metrix radio network. Arraignment. You know, I don't know where it is. Listen, we're gonna go. We're gonna leave it there. We're gonna come back later this evening with a show around our usual start time. What is that? 8 or 9 o'clock Eastern. So for all you crazy cats in Central Time, 7 or 8. Sound good? For all you busybods on the West Coast, 5 or 6. And yeah, no, many thanks, everybody. Many thanks for coming and joining us for this little final pre-trial hearing. Nothing happens now until trial. But I didn't get that, actually. Do they start, you know, when he said we're going to do the pre-screening of the 300 jury members, is that what begins on the 19th? And they hope to get that done in a couple of days. Is that right? Or are they doing the pre-screening before the 19th? That's what I didn't really get. So the 19th is a Tuesday, and Georgia said that it might take 2 days, and they could possibly do opening statements on the Thursday, but then Jackie Fulford said that she didn't want to do the opening statements on the same day as finishing jury selection, because she wants to tailor her opening statement to whatever jury is produced from the selection, which, you know, I'm fine with that. That makes sense to me. What doesn't make sense to me is running opening statements on Friday the 22nd and then essentially letting the jurors go away for the weekend and starting witness testimony on the 25th, the Monday. I mean, just schedule it so that opening statements can start Monday morning. That does bother me. I don't know why they do things like that. You're going to have opening statements, and then the jurors, yeah, okay, maybe they can go away and ruminate about what they heard at opening statements, but the likelihood is they're going to get on with their busy lives, enjoy the summer, and, kind of lose some of the energy that was built up in those opening statements, right? So I really don't know why people do that. I don't think it should be allowed, and I don't like it. But anyway, we're going to go, and we're going to come back later. Many thanks, everybody, for coming to the chatters, the super chatters, the super coffee go-getters, the super sticker givers, and the bulletproof Metrix moderators. Okay, thank you, everybody. Good night. Well, good afternoon.